Welcome back everyone to Tater Tanks. Today I am playing the LTTB on the map Overlord. So being a light tank in this matchup, one of the first things I want to do is push over some trees and sit in these bushes to try and spot the enemy mediums and lights that are essentially going to try to do the exact same thing. Get some spotting done early on without taking too much damage so that I can stay alive and keep helping my team out later on in the game. This is a tier 8 matchup, as you can see, so works out well for me. And just like that, the enemy light tank is found, or at least one of them. And but I knew I would get spotted, so as soon as I took that shot, I backed up and got out of harm's way. Now, the LTTB is a tier 8 Russian light tank in the line on its way to the T100 LT. And I've been working my way on this line for a while now. And overall, it's been a bit lackluster. It's not my favorite tank line to play, but I've seen so many good things about the T100 light that I've decided to just push through anyway and keep on going with it. And I'm very much hoping and assuming that it will be worth it. I've made the LTTB work now for a while. It's definitely not my favorite light tank at tier 8 to play. Viewers will know I really enjoy the Senlac. But overall, I've made it work. I've got it fully upgraded, and I've got a few pieces of equipment on it. But as you can see here, I do need to play carefully. Luckily that missed, because otherwise I would most likely be dead or a one-shot. And so now I'm in a bit of a pickle. They've really pushed up on the flank there, so I can't go too aggressive and I can't even fall back that well anymore. So I've just got to try to stay here and do what I can. But I also just realized that enemy Batchat is sitting there beside the Scorpion, and every time I peek, he is in a good enough position that he can spot me, regardless of how many bushes I'm behind there. So now that some other players are pushing up into this flank, I'm going to try to move up and get some spotting, which worked on the Scorpion G. He missed his shot. Type 63 gets a shot into me, but I put one in and eliminate him from the battle. That was my main goal there, was to push in. Even if I had to tank a shot there, I figured it would be worth it because it looks like most of the rest of the team is on the opposite side of the map. So now this side is open, and hopefully the tank destroyer sitting in the bottom right corner will move up soon. Now that he's been taken care of, I'm going to fall back again. And thankfully that Type 59 takes out the M41 Bulldog. So now it's one light tank versus one light tank. We'll see what we can do here. It also seems to me that the LTTB makes a better active scout than a passive scout. So something like the ELC Even 90, you can just drive into a bush and just leave it there and no one will ever find you, basically. But the LTTB doesn't quite work that way. It feels like you need to be a lot more active with it, driving around, trying to get close to the enemies, and then just zipping in and out before they have a chance to do anything to you. And that has been a real learning curve for me, because that is not how I'm used to playing overall, especially with light tanks where there's zero armor. But to get better at the game, you gotta learn, right? So here, what I was doing, you can see I drove up just a little bit, just until my turret was over the ridge line, and then I backed down, and that tells me that the Batchat is still sitting in the same spot that he was in before, and that I cannot push over even if I would have liked to, because if he's still sitting there, the Scorpion G is most likely also still sitting there. So I've got to wait a little bit, let the tank destroyers and medium tanks push around the corner, and there's the Batchat. Not sitting in exactly the same spot as I had thought he was, but close enough that I was getting spotted for it. Because I'm down to 40 hit points, I'm taking my time here. And just like that, I get a shot in. Thankfully, the bat chat misses. And now he's just going to push me and try to get me out of the game. But I felt pretty good about this play. He comes rushing over. I don't know why he wasn't looking at me with his gun, but he completely misses. And then I drive into the dip, hide behind a rock, and just like that, he's taken out. So that was a very satisfying play there. Got him out of the game and kept me in even at such low health. And that brings me up to 1100 damage and just disregard that crash there. 1100 damage and 1300 assistance. So almost 2500 combined, which for the LTTB for me is a pretty good result. Pretty happy with that already. And now there's just one tank left. I'm gonna just try to get some assistance here while also staying alive. There you go. I am still alive, and that is the game. So 3K combined, which felt pretty good. Second class, fire for effect, spotter. And yeah, take a look at the charts there. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you all in the next video.